Hello there historians, and welcome to the first History Club video. Today we'll be talking about 5 tips for new reenactors and for people who'd like to get into reenacting in general. So let's kick it off. Number 1. So, find a local group to join. Now, the fact of it is that you might not be able to find a local group. And the reason for that is that whatever you want to reenact, it might not be what that group is reenacting. So for example, if you're living in Scotland and you want to reenact an army regiment from Shropshire, it might be difficult to find a local group. Now you can of course start your own group, there's no reason why you can't do that, but if you're new to reenacting and you join a local group, that usually means that they can advise you on what things to buy, where to go to get different things for your uniform and kit. They can sort you out the insurance and certificates so you can buy replica weapons. They can help you get into the hobby rather than you trying to do it all on your own. If you work with a local group, then they can usually sort out lifts to local reenactment if you can't get there. They can give you dates, times, and they will expose the whole world of reenacting for you. Just from joining one local group, I joined a second group, and I'm now doing reenactments all over the place. I've been down to Bletchley Park, I've done Barney Castle, Paisley Bridge, and I've had opportunities to go to Pickering War Weekend. There are all sorts of different things that you'll be able to do if you join a local group. So that is a definite for me. Number 2. Don't buy everything straight away. Now, I can't stress this enough. A lot of people, when they start reenacting, they go out and they buy absolutely everything that they need to do one reenactment. The first one they've ever gone to, they'll buy everything for it, they'll go to the reenactment, and then they decide that actually they don't like this reenactment, they don't like the people they're doing it with, or they don't like the sort of lifestyle that it brings. So what I would suggest is, as I've already said, to join a local group, and those people will lend you kit, equipment, or tell you where to get it cheaper than where you think you might be able to get it from. Buying everything means that if you buy £1,000 worth of stuff, and let's say some of it's already second hand, some of it's been specially made for you, some of it's ordered online, whatever, you might be stuck with quite a lot of that you can't sell on because nobody else wants it, because they've already got it, or because there isn't a market for it. So I would suggest the only thing that you would need to buy is probably your footwear. Everything else you can borrow until you're sure that you want to do that reenactment. Then you can start building up your own supply of stuff. Okay? One thing that I will say, that if you do buy something and you're watching this video now thinking, oh dear, I've already bought something, don't panic. If you do the reenactment and you decide you don't like it, you might be able to sell it to that group and they can use it as spares. But yeah, don't buy everything straight away. It will only leave you poor and angry. Number 3. Quality over quantity. Right, so quality over quantity then. What I mean by that is that don't go and buy a uniform kit from one of these rubbish websites where they'll give you the whole uniform for £100 and you think that's a brilliant deal, or that you see it on eBay or something where it's, you know, from Thailand or wherever for £100 full uniform. It's probably not going to be the best quality stuff. It'll be cheap, it'll be a dressy up sort of outfit. Now, for quality stuff, you're looking at, you know, hundreds of pounds. You know, for a basic fair quality jacket, you're looking at £100 for a World War II jacket. £100, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, depending on where you get it from. But if somewhere says, you know, the whole uniform £100, yeah, it's not going to be the best quality. So it's better to buy small things that are of quality over a couple of months, maybe even years, depending on what you're buying, rather than spending a small amount of money, getting a load of stuff, and then finding out that it's absolutely awful, because it'll make your reenactment look absolutely disgusting. And I can't tell you how many times I've seen people wandering around in uniforms that are just ridiculously awful, because they've only spent a couple of quid on it, and it looks disgusting. So whatever you're buying, make sure it's top quality. Number 4. Research makes the grade. Right. So research makes the grade. Whatever you're talking about, you have to understand it. You can't stand at a reenactment about the Civil War, or World War II, or the First World War, or Roman, Viking, whatever you're doing. You can't stand there and have no subject knowledge when you're asked a question by a member of the public. Fair enough. No one can expect you to know every single thing about every single thing that happened during the time period you're reenacting. But you need to have a good basis, okay? So if you're doing World War II, the minimum you should know is when the war started, when the war ended, and a little bit about the stuff you've got with you, and whatever regiment or company or whatever you're reenacting, okay? You can't go to one of these things and just stand there and someone says, oh, and what regiment is this, and where's it based, and where did they fight, and just stand there blankly. Now, if someone asks you a question that you don't know the answer to, for example, let's say they were talking about the Bren light machine gun, and they said, oh, how many of these were made? When did we stop using these? And you don't know the answer, you can go away, research it, and then next time you're asked, you can answer it. Of course, if there are other people there from your group, don't just stand there and say, I don't know. Call one of them over, they'll be absolutely happy to help, okay? So make sure you're researching whatever you're talking about. Number 5. Be ready to say no and enforce it. Now, a lot of the people at reenactments, by I mean visitors, will say to you, can I hold this? Can I pick this up? Can I have a look? Now, sometimes you have to say no. So, for example, if you're at a museum, or if you're at a reenactment where they've said visitors cannot handle, the deactivated firearms, and someone says, can I hold the rifle? And you say no, you have to make sure that they don't then pick it up. Now, usually, with most people, just saying no is enough. However, with children, possibly, they might not ask. They might just pick something up. Now, obviously, don't start screaming at them and shouting. If you just take it from them nice and gently and say, sorry, you can't pick up the display, and if you just put it back down, okay, usually that's fine and parents won't complain. Sometimes you'll get people who've had a drink, sometimes you'll just get people who are rude. Now, if someone says, can I have a look at this, instead of just saying no, you can pick it up yourself and explain it to them. People are quite happy with that. Obviously, at most reenactments there'll be stewards or marshals around. So if you inform one of them, or send someone from your group to inform one of them that someone keeps picking things up, they can come over and speak to them. Obviously, if there's a group of you, you tend to find that most people don't get physical. But if they do, you do have to remember not to belt them with your rifle. It causes quite a lot of paperwork. So, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. If there's anything that you'd like to see, or if you think there's anything that I could improve, please feel free to leave a comment. But please make sure it's constructive criticism. I don't want you to just sit there and type horrible things on YouTube, which I just won't care about. So, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.